Hello, good morning, and welcome in, everybody. My name is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the weekly forecast for the Twin Flame Collective for the week ahead. Please, though, keep in mind that timing and energy is still fluid. This could play out at any point in time. The message may or may not be for you. I always like to jump in with the astrology forecast, and I like to talk about what come through in my channeling, and then I like to jump in with the cards. So let's get into it. We've got some pretty potent energies shifting this week. On Monday, today, April the 29th, we do have Venus entering into Taurus. And so we are going to be in two analytical degree points as Venus moves from Aries to Taurus. And so whenever a planet shifts signs, that's usually when we feel it the most because we're in the most potent energy of closing out Venus and Aries. And then we're in the most potent, untapped potential when Venus shifts into Taurus at that 0 degree mark. And so fixed energies are going to be feeling it along with the cardinals as we close out the Venus transit and move into Taurus. We also have Mars conjunct Neptune on Monday. We also have on Tuesday Mars entering into Aries. And so this is interesting because we are going to have the Venus energy in its home sign of Taurus, and we're going to have the Mars energy in its home sign of Aries. And so justice, I feel strong justice energy coming through for the twins this week on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, May the 1st, we are going to have Venus in Taurus square Pluto in Aquarius. I'm already feeling these energies though because I currently have my sun in Taurus squaring it up with Pluto, and so my emotions have definitely been intensified lately. Thursday is going to be a big day. We are going to have Pluto stationing direct on Thursday, and so this is huge because this is one last call to clean up the past and leave the past behind. On Friday, March the 3rd, we're going to have Mars sextile Pluto, which I feel is bringing forward revelations in love. But let's get into the details, guys. Before getting in with the details, please feel free to hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. Don't forget to give the videos a thumbs up, comment on the video, share the video. It helps circulate the content, helps the channel to grow. It's just a nice, free, easy way to support the content that I create, and it encourages me to put more messages out there. I would appreciate it. Thank you. So Venus and Taurus, I was shown the Hanged Man energy with the Queen of Swords. And so with Venus entering into Taurus, it will be in the 12th house of Aries at the time of this shift taking place. And it's going to be squaring it up with Pluto, which will be exact later in the week, which I already mentioned. And so we are feeling this energy of what I feel is the High Priestess with the Lovers, and the Lovers with the World card. And so we're closing out major cycles. Venus in Taurus is a great position for Venus energy to be in. And so if you have major prominent placements in the energy of Taurus, I think you're going to find this energy is going to be very well served for you during this Venus cycle. It's going to bring in an energy of fullness, especially when it comes to the home sign energy. And so it's a very positive influence, I feel, for many of the divine feminines coming through this week. Venus in Taurus is all about money matters, especially when it comes to profiting for your own personal work, divine feminine. So I feel this is a very prominent shift for the feminine collective, especially with Venus square Pluto. And so this can manifest in both positive and negative ways. It's all going to be dependent on where you are at, how these energies are aspecting your own birth chart. And so it can manifest as both passionate love or passionate hate with the Plutonian aspects. And so we can love and hate with all of our heart. And so I do feel this is going to deeply intensify emotions. And so it can trigger strong jealousy, paranoia, strong hate, a need for vengeful activities, or it can amplify the energy of unconditional love, depending on the shadow work that you've already done on your journey. And so be aware of those energies coming through. With Mars conjunct Neptune, I do feel this is a reset when it comes to these union energies. I was really sitting in the Four of Wands. Very strong Four of Wands energy. And I do feel we're kind of at that pivot point, right? So I was also shown the Two of Wands with the Queen of Wands. And so this is where I feel the masculine is being presented a choice. The Queen of Wands is brilliant, bright. It's a bright, shiny light, right? The Queen of Wands. Everybody is drawn to the Queen of Wands because she's got this magnetic, attractive quality. It's fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag energy. And so with Mars conjunct Neptune, both in Pisces and in the third house of Pisces at 21 degrees, we're closing out a major cycle when it comes to these karmic relationships. And so there might be a restless, tired feeling coming through in the energies on Monday. And so I cannot stress enough the importance of meditation. And I know a lot of people have a hard time meditating, but meditate, connect with your inner self, divine feminine, in these energies, because I do feel a lot of the divine masculines in the energy shift are going to be lacking energy, likely feeling very discouraged, because I feel the feminine's on the rise and the masculines are feeling that strong pull, I feel, towards the divine feminine. And so divine feminine, there is a strong need, I feel, for you to keep putting your heart and your soul into something that is of high-minded quality work. And so it's all about acts of service. I feel the divine feminine is being pushed into taking action towards acts of service this week. And so this is going to trigger a lot of the divine masculines, I feel, when it comes to delusions and states of paranoia. So they're going to need to find a balance too between action and surrender this week. But I do feel clarity despite all of the illusions that are coming forward as temptations. And so on Tuesday, April 30th, we are going to have Mars entering into Aries. And so this is the energy of war. Mars in Aries is in its home sign, but Mars in Aries is the energy of war. And it's going to be entering into the 9th house of Pisces when it shifts into Aries. And so I was shown the wheel with the 3 of Swords when this shift takes place, along with Justice and the 7 of Wands. And so Mars is going to enter into Aries, and it's going to be sextile Pluto. It will be exact later. And so this is giving way for very tremendous energy, I feel, for a lot of the divine masculines to achieve their goals, to go into the depths of the heartbreak. This is a fated time of having to feel it, to heal it, especially with the Mercury Chiron energies building. And so this is a very challenging time, I feel, for a lot of the divine masculine. 7:33 on the timer. We are in a portal of accelerated ascension. I do feel technologies are kind of acting up too with the Mercury energy, the post-shadow retrograde, and with Pluto about to go retrograde. I do feel this is a very challenging but transformative week. And if the masculine can learn to communicate openly and honestly, that will allow a lot of them, I feel, to navigate this challenging period and to emerge more stronger and resilient from all of the challenges on the other side. And so I feel the feminine is finding all of this tremendous energy to achieve her goals, to go after her goals. I just feel the feminine collective is just goal-oriented, goal-directed, and that's what we're doing with this energy. And so it's very intense energy, but if you can regulate the energy coming in, it's really giving us a lot of endurance and stamina and willpower and courage to keep going forward. On Wednesday, midweek, on May the 1st, with Venus square Pluto exact, this is creating a lot of resilience, I feel, for the divine feminine. I feel the feminine is finding her strength and her resilience to find her creative ambition. And so stay strong was a big message that I channeled from the guides. Stay strong in the face of adversity, divine feminine, because I feel the masculine's in the energy of magician and death. And so there's a major transformation taking place within the divine masculine collective. And so we have the power to shape our reality, right? We always have the power to shape our reality. And change is inevitable. We are on the precipice of the age of Aquarius. Change is inevitable. And we always have the power to choose how this change is going to look. That's the only thing we really have control over, is how we're going to embrace the change, because change is coming and there's no way around it. And so these energies, these transits this week are kind of put in place, I feel, to trigger these intense emotional experiences this week. There could be cathartic, transformative events taking place for personal growth. And I do feel a lot of the divine masculines are in the midst of a power struggle when it comes to a relationship challenge or a challenging relationship dynamic. And I do think there is a lot of major internal changes happening with the Divine Masculine Collective, and that is going to start to be reflected in their outer reality this week. And so this transit is going to intensify emotions. So emotions are going to be very raw, very intensified this week. And so it will intensify both positive and negative emotions. So pay attention to your relationships this week, all of your relationships, work relationships, friendship relationships, family relationships, and lovers. Pay attention to all of your relationships this week. Avoid manipulative behavior at all costs, and avoid manipulative people at all costs. And so do not allow any obsessive thought patterns to get the best of you. I feel with that Venus and Pluto energy, do not allow obsessive thought patterns to get the best of you, because on Thursday, like I mentioned, Pluto is going to be stationing retrograde. And so it's stationing retrograde at 13:47 p.m. my local time. And this is bringing forward an energy, I feel, of death with the Seven of Cups. And it is stationing retrograde in the 6th house of Capricorn. So watch out, my Leo risings, because you're definitely going to be feeling this shift when Pluto goes retrograde. And so the 6th house is connected to our day-to-day activities. And a lot of these divine masculines are rooted in the Plutonian Capricornian theme with their day-to-day activities. And this is where things come to a dead stop, a dead halt, in order to progress forward. And so we are completing a major worldly cycle when it comes to the age of Pisces and the age of Aries. And so this retrograde is going to be from May the 2nd until October the 11th. It's going to return into Capricorn on September the 1st. And so things are going to start to slow down again. This is an inner transformation. It's going to dip back into Capricorn, like I said, on September 1st. And so this is going to be the last time to clean it up, to clean up the past baggage, to close out the Capricornian themes when it comes to death and transformation. And so it will leave the post-retrograde zone of Capricorn on February the 2nd. And so I do feel this is huge, because that's going to be connected to the 2-2 portal next February. And so this Pluto retrograde really is an excellent cycle for the twins, I feel, to do some research, to dig into some research. So for me, this retrograde is going to be oscillating between my 12th and my 11th house. And so there's going to be a lot of new insights being gained. So pay attention to which house this retrograde is going to be affecting you, because that's where you're going to be feeling stuck, I feel. Or this is where you're going to have to really gain that inner knowledge and do the inner work when it comes to self-destructive tendencies or habits. We're going to have to reevaluate maybe where we have this deep Plutonian need to have power or control over another person, and to really do that deep dive to search for that truth from within. And so I have been in this Plutonian 12th house energy for a while. And so I feel like over the coming months, this is huge for the counterparts. I do feel we're going to be reassessing how we use our power moving forward, because a lot of the twins are paying back karmic debt for abuse of our gifts and our powers in past life timelines, connected all the way back to Atlantis. And so on Friday, March the 3rd, with Mars sextile Pluto, this was just screaming aloud to me, divine intervention. So divine is bringing in intervention, and this is where we have that choice. And so I do feel there's a choice being presented, right? We all have a choice. We can choose love, or we can choose lustful desires. And that is always the choice. We can choose the heart, or we can choose the ego. And so I feel Mars sextile Pluto is bringing in a revelation when it comes to the hidden secret on the masculine's heart, when it comes to love and who his heart really belongs to. And so the 505, I feel, is a sign, right? And there's always signs everywhere. The 505 is a sign to work on personal growth during the retrograde, I feel. And we always have to work on personal growth during twin flame separation. The divine feminine does the most transformative growth during her separation from the counterpart. We go through the recognition, the twin soul recognition, and we go through the changes and the transformation during the time apart. And when I look back at the journey, and I remember begging on my knees, begging, praying for answers, for truth, for this person to give me some ounce of closure, anything. And I look back and I wouldn't be the person I am today in this very moment had that person came back. And so I'm grateful for the separation now. At the beginning, maybe not so much, because it was so painful and it was so hard to go through the separation. And so now I've kind of learned how to be flexible and just go with the flow, and knowing that nothing is ever separate from me. And so we got to be flexible, I feel, in these energies. We can't have this attitude towards the twin, my way or the highway. And let me tell you, as a Taurus sun sign, I am fixed. I have a very fixed mindset and ego. I used to be that way, my way or the highway. I've lived by myself like for a long time, and I am very comfortable with my habits and the way that I do things, and it can't always just be my way or the highway. So I feel right now there is a major upgrade going on with the twin soul contracts, the twin soul connections. I feel that is happening at this time. And there's a lot of soul contracts I feel that we have to work out in sequences. And that's also, I feel, the divine feminine in separation has multiple soul contracts that need to be worked through in sequence to prepare for the physical union. And so I feel like this week there's a lot of divine forces at play. And these twin flames are about to go to the next exciting level, is what it feels like. So just get ready. Let's jump in with some cards, guys. Let's see what else needs to come through. I'm really not sure where to start today. I think we're going to start with the Twin Flame Oracle deck, my handmade Twin Flame Oracle deck. So let's get into it. Let's see what else needs to come through. Please feel free to check out the membership side of the the membership side of the channel, guys. Over there on the membership side, I go live every Thursday at noon. I do Ascension chats. We talk about the twin flame journey. I give you tips and tricks on the journey. Well, maybe not tricks. We're not here to be tricksters, but it's just a fun place for us to learn and grow. And so whatever I'm guided to teach or talk about every Thursday, we go live. So come and check it out. I also post bonus birthday content over on the membership side of the channel. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please feel free to check out the link to the webpage below. I'd love to have you book in with me, but let's get into it. What needs to come through for the Twin Flame Collective, for the energies this week? Look at it. Cards are very quiet today. The energy really is saying it's time for learning and study. So we're needing more information. The journey really is a journey of growth. And so we never stop learning. We never stop growing. So it might be time to dig into your infinite light, your esoteric gifts, studying metaphysical work. We got awakening. And so we are in a massive collective portal of awakening. A lot of the divine masculines, I feel, are also becoming aware of their infinite light, and they are becoming conscious of being creators of their reality as well. So we got one more, and we're going to leave it at that. And so disillusionment. So I feel divine feminine, right now you are encouraged to do some learning and study. And so that's interesting too, because I felt that pull too. And I know this retrograde is really a deep dive for me. I've been really thinking about advancing with some coursework. So you might want to check out some new courseworks. I'm on the fence as to when or if I will offer another online tarot class in a group setting. If that's something that interests you, is taking a tarot class with me, mention it in the comments below, because I'm on the fence about whether to offer a class again. But I do feel a lot of the divine masculines are awakening to the fact that there is more existence to this physical reality. On the top of the deck, we get the collective energies. And so the lessons I think a lot of the divine feminines are learning right now is to transmute the outside sources, the outside collective energies. A lot of the divine feminines hold that space. We are receiving divine communication. So pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities, divine feminine, because I think there's a miracle around the corner. And then separation on the bottom of the deck, which is just a reminder. We are never, ever truly apart. We're always connected through the heart. So I think right now we're just really needing to work on balancing our chakras, clearing the energy flow for all of the signs and the syncs to flow. Because if you're seeing certain signs and syncs, odds are your counterpart is seeing the same signs and syncs. So let's jump in with the Heart's Hidden Secret deck. We'll get a couple of these on the masculine side. Look at that. Foundation and releasing on the bottom of the deck. And then we get time. And there's that obsession. I feel a lot of the masculines are obsessed, infatuated. They really adore the divine feminine. And they kind of hide in the shadows watching, obsessively watching. And I feel like there's this overwhelming pain because there's fear. So I think a lot of the masculines look at the feminine and they think, she's better off without me. She's better off if I don't come forward. And they look at this as a forbidden connection, kind of like the forbidden fruit. And that's what they do. They look at the divine feminine as, you know, a distraction, better off without me. I don't even think the feminine is committal. And so I do feel as the feminine balances out peace and harmony in her life, though, this is where a moment in time where we close out these cycles. And so right now I feel there is a releasing of the false foundations, a letting go, a moving on, a walking away from all of the false foundations. And there is a timeout, I feel. And the masculine is definitely obsessed. So we get that. Yeah, the masculine, I feel, is walking down memory lane too. And so train tracks, right? The masculine, I feel, is getting back on track. So that is the yang energy. That is the action taker. So let's see what needs to come through for the divine masculine energies for the divine masculine collective, please. What do we need to know right now for the week ahead? Oh, we get bluff. So the masculines are still bluffing, wearing a mask, pretending everything's okay. Maybe exaggerating how good things are in their life when I don't think things are really that great. And we get thinking and exhaustion. And let me tell you, it is exhausting to keep up a lie, right? The truth is easy. The truth flows. You don't have to keep up facades. You don't have to exaggerate a false mask. The truth is quiet, right? And so I do feel the masculine is missing you, craving you, desiring you, thinking about you. I think he's mentally exhausted. It's been a long journey. And I do feel the masculine this week is leaving behind that karmic connection. So it's the finality, the final ending, the final countdown is what I heard. Leaving behind that false contract and that final farewell. And so getting back on track. And I'm sure it's painful to have that closure. And so a lot of the masculines, I think, are a little bit conflicted too. I think they mask with alcohol and they're hot and cold when it comes to deciding to take action towards the divine feminine. Because I think maybe they're looking at the feminine and thinking she has multiple choices. And so the masculines also need to learn to release any resentment and bitterness and anger towards the feminine. I know myself, I said a lot of hurtful words to my counterpart. I kind of called him out for all of the ugly that I saw in him. And so I guess that's the mirror to a certain degree, because I got a lot of ugly snakes in me too. But I said a lot of hurtful things to him when I found out about the third party. And so maybe some of the masculines are holding on to bitterness and resentment due to some hurtful words. But the masculine is definitely at his breaking point, feeling overwhelmed. And I think all he can look at is you, divine feminine. So they're probably also healing their inner feminine, which has been denied for a long time. So overwhelmed, final straw, limits. Limits being broken. So let's see what needs to come through on the divine feminine's half for the week ahead. What does the divine feminine need to know? Okay, we get the family card. We get intimacy. So the energy is very fertile for this spiritual bonding to take place. So this is really nice. Possibilities. I feel possibilities are limitless for the divine feminine. So there might be a new intimate connection coming in. The energy is fertile. And so I was always shown and told if the divine masculine cannot step up and nourish this foundation, that a soulmate connection would be presented to the divine feminine. So that's interesting. So you might have You might have multiple choices here, Divine Feminine, this week. But either way, I think the possibilities are limitless. So I think you might also be presented with a choice. And maybe you don't want to confide this choice in anybody. I do feel a deep, intimate connection is possible. And this could lead to a new family foundation for the Divine Feminine. So keep nourishing your own garden. Keep tending to your own garden, Divine Feminine. Self-growth, self-focused, soul finding. And so bottom of the deck, soulmates. So I do feel there is a possibility for a second chance. We always are in charge and we always have a choice. All choices do come with consequences though. And so I do feel there could be a second chance with a soulmate from the past. It could be with your divine counterpart. It could be a soulmate where maybe at one point in time you had deep love. It could be a past life soulmate where deep love and intimacy and unity and connection is coming forward. But this is a week of making amends and taking a risk. And I do feel the turbulence. That's interesting. My daughter's on her way to the airport right now, getting ready to fly to Greece later today. And so hopefully she doesn't have turbulence on the plane. But there's tension for sure. And that Plutonian energy is bringing in arguments. And I do feel there's going to be a shift in commitments, because these past life contracts are reaching completion when it comes to repeated patterns, deja vu, and karmic lessons. And there's an undeniable chemical reaction going on here, I feel, between the twins this week. Okay, let's jump in with some spiritual journey oracle messages. Let's go a little bit further. There we go, mastery and coursework. So that came through twice. And so it is a lifelong journey to really step into mastery, but there is the conclusion of this lesson, I feel. And so we're evolving our spiritual studies, our spiritual nature, our skills, our coursework. And so that's what this retrograde is all about, spiritual vacation, stepping into mastery. It's time. Like, we've done a lot of healing. We can take that bandage off. It's not such a gaping wound anymore, right? Okay. Spiritual journey oracle messages for the Divine Masculine Collective, please. Right out the gate, transformation and aloneness for the Divine Masculine. Any other messages for the Divine Masculine Collective, imparting wisdom? So I do feel the masculines are feeling all alone. There they are. They're meditating. So Virgo energy coming through, Pisces energy, I feel. And so the Divine Masculines are in the midst of relationship change, a transformation. I do feel a lot of the masculines are closing out cycles. A lot of the feminines have been single for a while. We've closed out our cycles. Most of us have, for the most part. A lot of the feminines that I work with anyway, we've been single as a Pringle for quite a few years now. And we've learned to enjoy the peace of our own company. And so the Divine Masculine, I feel, is learning to embody peace. And we can't really create peace in our external reality until we create it inside. And we're not ever in a place of peace if we're lonely. Now I'm hearing that song by Lauv, L-A-U-V, called, is it Lonely? Is it Lonely? Or is that Justin Bieber? Fucking lonely is what I just heard anyway. Okay. So a lot of the masculines, I think, are lonely, and they might be connected to another person, but even in the company of another person, they're feeling all alone. And so there's a relationship, I feel, leaving the masculine's life. There's that mental clutter, and maybe they are digging in to twin flames is what I'm thinking. I think a lot of the masculines are curious about spirituality, maybe your spiritual vocation, and I think they're really curious about this twin soul connection. And I think they're realizing the significant role of the catalyst or the karmic as part of their evolution. And I think they know it's been a long journey, and now they want to seek that long-term commitment with somebody that they do feel that deep connection with. And so the masculines are being asked to be accountable this week. And so there's the mirroring energy. So I feel a lot of the masculines are in the energy of judgment and taking ownership. It's like all of your past lives kind of flashing before your eyes. So we're going to see what needs to come through on the Divine Feminine side. We got wounding and divine plan at work. And so there's a need to recognize the soul agreement that the twins have together. And so I feel right now the feminines are telepathically connected to the divine masculine as they go into facing all of these challenging past life wounds. And so if you are crying at the drop of the hat and you don't know why, and I've been doing that a lot lately, I've been crying a lot lately, you need to recognize that's part of the soul agreement, the telepathic agreement. And so a lot of the masculines have such a hard time opening up their hearts. A lot of the divine masculines go through this awakening in their early to mid 40s. And a lot of the divine masculines will have a heart attack as part of the heart awakening because of the intensity of the overwhelming emotions that a lot of these divine masculines have been disconnected to their entire lives. And so this is the life purpose of the feminine too, I feel, to heal the divine masculine collective. It is the divine feminine that leads the divine masculine home to self, home to source, home to God, source, energy. And so there is a divine plan at work. You need to keep trusting in the divine plan at work. And so when the union doesn't unfold according to how you want it to unfold, trust me, I've gone through all of the gamut of emotions. I've gone through the rage, the anger, the grief, and cycled through those emotions many times over the last several years on the journey. It is hard to release expectations. And so the art of detachment is a gift that the divine feminine needs to master. And so there's a lot of past life wounds that shape our current reality, that create the energy of separation between the twins. And so this is a very challenging relationship. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. Everybody that's like, I'm with my twin, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. But this is a soul agreement that is not an easy soul agreement. And so the feminine is always connected to the masculine, and it's usually the feminine that transmits the thoughts and emotions of the counterpart. And so right now I feel Spirit is saying, hey, this is going to be a really tough week. So reach out to your guides, meditate, and go within, because we are about to step into our purpose of being teachers of unconditional love. And so that is what the twins came here to teach about. That is what we came here to embody energetically. And we did come here as part of this massive global awakening to help other souls and assist other souls. And so there is like a recognition or an awakening or a remembrance going on here. And so lessons are always a gift. Lessons are always a gift. So let's jump in with some tarot. Let's see what else needs to come through for the twins this week. All right, we're going to grab the Tarot of Dreams. So Divine Masculine. Digging into the Divine Masculine first, we get the Ace of Swords in reversed. We get the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So like a distorted belief connected to legacy. So if you think of the Ten of Pentacles is key 78 in the tarot. It is the final card in the tarot. It would be considered the minor arcana of the World card. And so there's a denial of a completion of a lesson. So the masculines might still be withholding truth because they could have recently lost everything. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse is like a bad business deal, a bad investment, a loss of everything. And that's just a breakdown of the false beliefs, I feel, of family legacy, because that was kind of Mercury energy. So Virgo, more Virgo. So let's see what else needs to come through on the Divine Masculine side with the Tarot of Dreams deck. We got the Magician, we got Mercurial energy, so Virgo, Gemini, and we get the Nine of Coins in reversed. Very interesting. More Virgo energy. So strong Virgo coming through. What else needs to come through for the Divine Masculine? Okay. Okay, this is what we got, guys. Definitely some bad karma playing out here. And so we got the Two of Coins out as well with the Sun card. So we get Leo energy, Capricorn energy, Virgo energy. And so the Divine Masculine, I feel, is trying to figure out how to manifest getting the Divine Feminine to give up her independence. So this could be a manifestation of a proposal, a long overdue proposal. We kind of got a Seven of Pentacles at play. And so there is a long overdue illumination, and there is some bad karma playing out. There's that Virgo energy. So we get the Judgment in reversed. And so I do feel all of the past lives flashing before his eyes. And And this is like being haunted by the past. And so facing a bad judgment call, receiving bad karma, going within. The Hermit is the one that holds the wisdom, that shines the light. And then we get the Hanged Man. So there's that Virgo Pisces energy that I did channel, that I felt. And so there is a major shift in perspective. And I feel the masculine is moving on. And he's not really communicating this with anybody. He's moving on with a mask of steel. And I think he's headed straight towards you. And he's going to lay it all on the table is what it looks like. So this Pluto retrograde going back into Capricorn, like I said, it's not going to dip back until the fall. And so this might be a 6-month process of the masculine going through this retrieval. Because right now I think they are kind of in a state of losing a lot as they are being pushed to move on from something unhealthy here. So I feel Aquarian energy. I feel the masculines are in the depths of the darkness. There is like a major disillusionment going on here. And I feel recognition too of the divine masculine's own codependency issues. So divine feminine, we get the tree of life. So you are the tree of life. You are the one that holds the space for this connection to be fully embraced and remembered. So we're going to see what else needs to come through for the divine feminine. Other energies, please, for the divine feminine. Interesting, interesting. Okay. All right, divine feminine. We get the tree of life. So life force activation. I feel the energy is really flowing through you this week. We got the 5 of coins reversed. We get the Palace of Swords reversed. The 5 of coins reversed, and we get a Page of Cups. This kind of feels like an apology coming in. I feel you need to just hold your ground, contain your energy, allow the embodiment and the flowing of all of your human experiences to flow through you. And I do feel there's an apology coming for the missed opportunity. That's kind of what it feels like. I think there's an apology for the ghosting, the abandonment, the lack of communication, the non-recognition of what this could have been, because the page kind of holds the Ace of Cups. And so you are going to have to make a decision this week, I feel. 2 choices presented. And so do you want to try that missed opportunity again? Because I feel there's an opportunity to bring something back to life after the severing of some third-party interference. And I do think the masculine has been watching you, really entrapped up in their head about how do I proceed forward? Because I'm looking at the divine feminine now. I think the masculines are like, hey, like that's my holy grail. That's my holy grail. That's my fortune. How the heck do I feed this? Or feed this? How do I feed this? How do I heal this? I can feed this. Now that everything is out in the open. And so I feel there's going to be accelerated ascension. How do I feed this? That's interesting. And so you could be dealing with a Scorpio. But I do feel the fixed energies are definitely really needing to balance the energy flow. So let's jump in with some healing waters messages. She who flows. That's perfect. She who flows. So right now I feel be open to whatever changes come forward, divine feminine. Just be at ease and go with the flow, because a replenishment and self-care is what is needed, because I think you're about to receive plenty. Yeah, what are you being called to create? We are birthing new earth, and so we are in a major potential for creative healing, creative growth. So let's get a closing message for the twins. What do we need for a closing message today? Because I think a lot is happening right now this week. So really pay attention. Really pay attention. Closing message for the twins. That one. Okay, the pearl. Alchemy. Beautiful. The reward at the end of the tunnel. And so from grit to grace. And so shine bright like a diamond, divine feminine. It's that energy of grit to grace. And right, we have to kind of go into the itty gritty nittiness of it all to come out the other side bright and shiny. And so bottom of the deck, Atlantis. Keep going. Keep holding that vision, because we are manifesting new earth. And I do feel stay in alignment as you grow. Divine feminine is a big message. Stay in alignment as you grow, because I think clear vision is coming. And so if you've been seeking that confirmation, maybe this is the reading that is confirming to you that there is a new opportunity. It's the right time to progress forward. So How can you tap into that unbridled confidence, Divine Feminine, and claim your place, claim your crown, claim your throne is a big message. So get ready. The reward is coming. The light at the end of the tunnel is here, and clearing the path forward. We are clearing the path. So use your voice. Use your voice to break free, because we are expanding and we are going straight towards spiritual sovereignty and freedom. And that's what I have for a weekly forecast for the twins. So guys, if you'd like to book in with me, check out that description box below. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.